Hey guys, DeathClock Dave here, and welcome to another Wednesday night live stream Battle Report recap. This evening we had a special guest, Chad Laubacher, yeah, I didn't murder it. Here from Portland, Oregon. He was here as our TO for Attack X, so it was nice to have some new blood on the stream. Chad was playing Circle Orboros, and Chad, what was your pairing this evening?
I was playing Kruger 2 out of theme and Morvahna 2 in Devourer's Host.
All right, and you were playing with the Week 3 CID changes, correct?
Right.
Gotcha. Corey, what was your pairing this evening?
Ossyan?
Mm-hmm.
And something else?
Assyria, I believe?
Sure, Assyria.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha. And Chad, what did you choose to play this evening?
I ended up playing Morvahna 2 in Devourer's Host.
All right. And Corey, what did you play?
Ossyan, because that's all I really wanted to play.
Gotcha. So, Chad, just run us through the major CID changes that would have affected the list that you played this evening.
Major change was the change to the corpse tokens to models in the unit, or to models in the theme. It went from getting a corpse token to pass out for every 10 Tharn models to everyone that could have a corpse token just gets one. So at that point, it automatically gave me 8 corpse tokens, because... no, 9. It gave me 9, because there's 6 Ravagers, plus the unit attachment, plus the 2 Ravager solos, the Shaman and the White Mane. That's the biggest thing.
Okay.
Everything else is pretty much the same in the theme force.
And that sort of thing. You're playing with a couple of new models. That sort of thing. Cool. All right. So this evening we were playing Scenario 1, which is the Pit 2. Corey, you won the role and opted to go first. Any particular reason for that?
Nope. Just felt like it.
Okay. Going first is good. And Chad, you obviously chose the side of the table, and I believe there's some better defensible terrain.
There's the rubble that I wanted to put Morvahna into.
Right, because she's at Pathfinder, right? So she can just waddle up into that and repo around as she needs to, and still be in a glorious spot there. So, cool. Chad, any thoughts going into the matchup? Any concerns about what Corey might be playing, or any concerns about the scenario?
Not terribly concerned about the scenario. Well, it's a little tough for me to score the outside zones with anything other than Morvahna, just because I've got a really light battle group. I've got 1 heavy, and then I've got 2 light war beasts that are more support beasts that don't really want to be out there trying to hold zones. But I've got a lot of infantry to be able to clear, a lot of infantry and a lot of attacks to be able to clear zones, and then those beasts could just tow into the back end of it and score point for me. But mostly I wanted to try and make sure to just not get assassinated, because Ossyan is real good at shooting people dead.
Yeah, Ossyan is...
Ossyan.
Yes.
Not Ossyan.
Ossyan is also very good at things, but not quite as good at shooting people dead as
I don't know why I played 2 casters with the same fucking name.
So scenario 1, which is the Pit 2, we have 2 horizontally oriented rectangular zones, which are Warcaster, Warlock, Warbeast, Warjack, Battle Engine. We have a central circular zone, which is Warcaster, Warlock units, and then we have 2 objectives on either side of the table for the rectangular zone. And what did you guys pick for your objectives?
I think we both picked healing.
All right, cool.
Which didn't matter.
And Corey, you can tell us a little bit about how you're deploying here. All right, how are you deploying here, Corey?
I put models on the table.
That seems strategic.
Typically up to 7 inches on.
Okay.
So most of my models are less than 7 or less inches on.
All right, cool.
And I'm looking for a model right now because I can't find the UA.
Cool. Well, let's try this then. What does your theme give you?
Oh, advanced move, which I forgot about.
Yes, which is good. Free stuff, I'm
So
assuming.
it might give me more than that. I don't know. I'm waiting for the CID to come out, so I'm just putting around.
Gotcha. And repo on your solos and on your
Sure.
Stormfall Archers, I believe. So
Yep.
your use is
So
free.
I know, horrible. No worries. So the red unit is Hellscourge Halberdiers. The unprimed, unpainted unit is the Elderwind Swordsman. The red unit on the bottom and the red unit on top are the Stormfall Archers. And then I've got Hellscourge Thane on the bottom, near the bottom ones. And then in behind the Halbs is the other one, the other Thane. Mm-hmm. And then I've got the second free solo is the really awesome dude that's 8 points.
That was a cool feature. And you're playing with Cid that just makes your Stormfall...
Yeah, the only rules I took from the CD, because I don't have Prince-Offs, are that we all know that the Houseguard gain 1 rat, and they're getting the Houseguard tag for the Stormfall Archers. So they can be affected by the Thane.
Okay. And the only proxies you have on the table are the medium base. The lights are...
My jocks are all Harpies.
Harpies. Gotcha. Cool. All right, Chad, what's going on your side of the table here?
I am deploying my Ravagers in a position so that I can take advantage of where the tree is, or where the forest is in the middle of the table. Since they have Tree Walker, they just ignore it. And then I am putting my Bloodtrackers out in front of that, across from where the Sentinels are, because I know the Sentinels are going to be pushing forward. That way, I end up picking them as my prey, so that I can clear them out of the zone quickly, or at least out of the game, so that I don't have to worry about them as much.
And Halberdiers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
The Halberdiers. I pray the Halberdiers, because I know that they're going to get pushed across the table a lot more quickly. That's generally what it is that they do most times, is just fly across the table. Mm-hmm. And then I put Gallows Grove on each side of my flank. That way I've got lots of space for arcing spells wherever I want to be, deploying my battle group pretty centrally. And then remember that Ghetorix has Pathfinder now. But then I also deploy one of my units of my Bloodweavers over on my right-hand side to go kind of contest that zone and deal with the Swordsman. And then decide, that way I can figure out where I want to ambush my second unit. Whether I want to help support my zone to clear that out, or if I feel like I need to come in over where the AFG is.
Gotcha. So yeah, you've got the 1 Bloodweavers in the ambush there.
Yep.
I was hugging Pat there.
Nice.
Because Pat showed up and I had to congratulate him for taking silver.
We're all about love here.
Shut up, Dave.
So we're going to be...
None of us love you.
That's true. Going to be working into Corey's first turn here eventually. There we go. There's some measuring.
I don't even know what I was measuring. I didn't really care. I was just going to
Bloodtracker shooting this?
No, the placement.
Gallows Grove.
Right.
His nuke spells.
Gotcha.
And I totally forgot to measure the other Gallows Grove in distance for nuke spells. Luckily,
didn't matter.
We didn't get too far into it. I didn't get far enough for it, anyways.
Oh, and for the terrain, we've got bottom right, we've got forest, obviously. Above and to the right of that, we've got water. Above that is a hill. Above and to the left and middle of the table is a double forest. Above that to the right is another forest. To the left and down a bit, we've got a hill. Central of the table on Chad's side, we have rubble, which is rough terrain and cover if you're fully in. And then, of course, we've got a house in the middle of war there. So.
All right, so I start my turn. I put Detonator, which is an RFP spell, on my Stormfall Archers on the top. I put Quicken on the Houseguard Halberdiers. I think this is my mistake. I think Quicken needs to go instantly on that cricket. 4 more inches up gives it more of a footprint on the actual scenario play. I don't have to push as hard to actually make it worthwhile. I then run my Harpy, cheat and push my Battle Engine because I'm a horrible person. And then I just derp run models forward because that's turn 1. And that's why I like getting turn 1, because you can just derp push models. That's my favorite way to play Warmachine. That's why I played Ossyan.
That's why you played Magnus.
Magnus is not as derp. You have to position him well. There's actually some skill to Magnus in winning with him. It's not that not as easy as you would think. Though it seems really easy when his feet's so good.
Yeah. Oh man, that feet's so good.
Now I'm running my Halberdiers who have Desert Pace on them also. So their speed 6 goes to 8, goes to 16, goes to 18. So and I also didn't advance move them. So theoretically they would be 20.
That's so far.
24 inches. I could have them 31 inches of the board right now had I not been a bad person and a bad player. which against a melee army would be actually really entertaining. Luckily, you've got guns.
Yes. Yeah, those Bloodtrackers also still have quick work, so as long as you...
Harder against breach weapons if I play in space.
Yeah, what I was just going to say is if you don't stack them on top of each other, if you manage to spread them out, I can dig in pretty well with charges and quick works.
Yep. So I Desert Paste on the bottom there, the Stormfall Archers, and then ran them forward. Desert Paste is nice because it turns them from a speed 5 to a walk 7, run 12.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good for... The walk 7 and shoot potentially 16 to try and get to, really clear off a far off flag or something like that, or start picking off the backfield with the arcing fire is really good for them. It gives them a lot of diversity. I'm sorry, they don't have ranking fire, or they don't have arcing fire. So what I decided I'm going to do is try and peel sandpaper a little bit of his House Guard Halberdiers off the table, so I moved some of my Bloodtrackers forward so I can get a couple of repeated shots. I wasn't paying attention to exactly the size of the template of the building, so I ended up not shooting at the one that's standing behind it. Corey and I have a little bit of a disagreement here, but he was right in the end.
Typically, we use the footprint of the piece of terrain as terrain, and Chad is actually measuring off the house.
Yeah, and I just didn't quite see where the edge of the building is, or the edge of the terrain.
Luckily, we just shoot someone else and he dies.
Yeah. So the Bloodtrackers are Mat 6, Rat 6. I guess they're prey. They're Mat 7, Rat 7. Sorry, Mat 8, Rat 8, and they go from being POW 9 Weapon Masters to POW 11 Weapon Masters. So the +2 rat from the prey helps me get past the quicken, or at least negate the quicken advantage, and then I'm fully prepared to start cutting Morvahna a little bit to make sure some of these rerolls,
so you didn't have
make
to,
sure some of these shots
with everything.
I did, and then I reposition and I stagger myself a little bit so that if he wants to try and dig into that unit on a charge the next turn, he has to kind of pay attention to where his positioning is. And he's also not going to get the majority of the unit. Ghetorix just spiny growths and tramples forward.
You're adorable thinking I pay attention, Chad.
Well, if it's not, not you, then other people.
Yeah, you need to learn to play for other people. Don't learn to play against me. I don't do any thinking. Yeah. I push models and roll dice.
So Morvahna, the Blood Shaman, walks forward and puts Harmonious Exaltation onto Morvahna because I'm going to try and cast Sensor to try and knock Quicken off so I don't have to deal with it the next turn, and also cost Fog of War. So I'm just running the Bloodweavers over there on the bottom of the table, just running them forward to try and buy me some time. Position some of them, so hopefully he doesn't kill all of them and I can crack back and kill some of them, and then move the Gallows Grove to a position where it's going to be under Fog of War, and then also move so that I can possibly Death Knell the unit of swordsmen if they get in, if they all clump up the next turn too. So at this point Morvahna moves forward, casts Sensor for 1. Corey decides to take the D3 damage to keep Quicken in play, and then I cast Fog of War. Morvahna camps on 3. Ravagers just kind of run to get into position. I decide to try and do some screening so that he can't make them so that they ignore stealth and then snipe Nuala out, which is something I was really worried about because then I lose my mini feat of reapplying prey, and I believe I also lose the reposition 3 that they have from the CID. White Mane just kind of runs into the middle of the table so that if Corey triggers Vengeance, I can get the Veteran Leader benefit on the Vengeance attacks, making the Ravagers Mat 8 instead of Mat 7. And then I also move the Ravager Shaman forward, cast Hunter's Grace, making so the Tharn models can't be knocked over. And then I pass the Tharn over to Corey.
So I just want to kill a model. I don't really know what I want to do. I just played like a really stressful weekend of Warmachine, so at this point I just want to have fun. I think I can remove Ghetorix. I completely forgot that Tree Walker was the thing in Circle because no one plays Tharn, because well, right now they're garbage. not garbage. They're not as good as they could be.
Yeah.
So I opt to just try and do some damage. I'm going to walk Ossyan up into a forest, right by those Tharn. Because, Ossyan's a champ.
Yeah.
Brave
elf.
And I figure I can just jam Halberdiers. That's what I'm going to do. So Ossyan shoots, hits Ghetorix.
Pop your feet.
Pop my feet, so I do good damage. And I roll 16 on 3 dice.
Yeah, you put 10 points.
Which seems like a really good roll. Is 16 on 3 dice above average? I think I might have been above average, but only a little, right?
Was it 3 or 4 dice? I thought you rolled 4.
I rolled 3.
Okay.
I rolled 3, 5, 5, 6. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little
above average. I didn't have a boost because I spent it to
It's even above average for 4 dice.
Yeah, because it's amazing. I'm good.
Just roll better. That's how you win at this game, right?
I know. Then I activate the other harp on the other side, and I managed to push back and knock down one of your Tharn. Then I kill him because that's what I do. And then I fail the hit with my second shot because, oh no, I do. And you tuft.
I did.
Yep. And then you heal back 18 points of damage.
Yep.
Because that's what Tharn do now. When they don't die, they heal back.
Yeah. You make their tough check. They heal the 1 point from the tough check, and then they heal D3
from
rapid healing.
Rapid healing would have not triggered because it would have died in tuft.
No, if you tough.
Rapid healing after I guess maybe, yeah, you rapid heal after the hit. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you would tough and then heal 1 and then heal it at 3.
Yeah.
That's actually really good.
Yeah. So you can go back to either 2 hit points or 4 hit points.
So I've managed to go back to my turn here. I managed to hit your caster. Hit Ghetorix.
Yeah. You knock him down with the other harpy.
So my Stormfalls move up, and I figure I'm just going to shoot fire shots and scatter the likes of fire until it was pointed out that I'm a horrible player at reading, and I have to directly hit the light stuff on fire.
Yeah.
So that's because I figure they're like trolls, right? In
Yeah.
D&D, if I light you on fire, you don't get regeneration.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's how that works, right?
Yeah.
Kids watching, that's not how it works in this game.
That's not how it works. And those Ravagers, a couple of those Ravagers you were shooting at were defense 17 because they're on the hill and under Fog of War as well. So makes them a little tougher.
So I think I walk forward the Halberdiers just to engage some stuff. I'm gonna
charge. You charge in mini feet.
Yep, I charge mini feet. I do back to stop you from swapping prey without having to spend your mini feet. I put some guys in front of my caster because that's probably a good call. Because I've triggered vengeance, which I didn't realize you had.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't pay attention.
Yeah.
And you told me most of your armies knew things, and I just didn't listen.
Yeah. Well, they've had granted vengeance since Mark III, but I didn't think about. I forgot about mentioning it because it's still new to me too, and I haven't played them that much in Mark III either.
So I charge on my swordsman. I just want to see what they do, and I totally forgot they have cleave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing that I could have done. The halberds did minimal damage because on main feat I rolled a lot of force. My luck wasn't great. So I moved the harpy up. I'm a little sour now because of all my horrible luck. Because dice never come back around in a game. So I boxcard a hit.
And
does my thing have a crit effect?
Yes.
Oh, and 6 is always hit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I managed to knock Ghetorix down, and then I roll okay for damage.
Yeah.
I think my first roll was only 18 on dice. So I get
like
4 dice, right? So I guess I get close to average. I think it's pretty close to average.
A little over average.
And my second roll, I think my second roll was 17. 17 on 4 dice.
So
Seems just over average.
It was a shot from Ossyan and 2 shots from the harpy.
Yeah.
And you dropped a 19-point heavy.
A PAL 13 and 2 PAL 12s.
Huh.
It seems fair.
Yeah, that's right.
My dice did not help me at all.
Totally fine. No, that's about right. That's totally average. Maybe.
No. So I'm looking for what to do with the second harpy because I assumed it would have to actually fight Ghetorix.
Yeah.
And it didn't have to. So I'm going to shoot your dudes on a hill. So you're definitely 17. I'm going to hit because,
Future Sight.
Future Sight's awesome. I kill one. I opt to boost, and then I miss. And I should have actually not boosted.
Yeah.
And Future Sighted it because that's how my dice are going to work for me.
Yep.
I move my things up. I give Desert Pace. I run these guys away because I'd actually forgot when I moved them there to do ambushers because I'm bad at this game.
Remember at the last minute.
My battle engine actually activated and did nothing because
it shot. It's just
shot and did nothing.
Yeah.
Yep. Your defenses are too high. And I forgot to move the Knight Ossyan in front of my caster, which was actually my plan.
Yeah.
Because there's a hole there where he's supposed to fit that'll protect him.
Mm-hmm.
And with dismount, it'll be tough to get through and kill him. You don't got much that's actually going to get through and kill him. So I think I've left Ossyan in a really bad spot here. And then I totally forgot you had Tree Walker again.
Yeah.
So I figured I could move out of the forest and be safe.
Because you've got Admo in your castle,
So
right?
I choose to Admo when you move within 6, and I won't move to the other side of the forest. And this is where you explain to me you have Tree Walker.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's probably bad. But we don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
Because like dice are a thing in this game, and yours might go very south.
Yeah, they might be. They might. So what I ended up doing is just activating some of the Bloodtrackers. Actually, I make my one vengeance attack, kill the halberdier that's in the way, and then I remember.
He has a family.
Do my cleanup and then drop Fog of War, and then I remember that I've got my Bloodweavers that I'm going to ambush in, and I ended up charging them into
the bottom of the
storm. Yeah, into the back of the AFG, and then charge and then run and engage some of the Stormfall archers. Tie them up.
Yeah, I think we talked a lot. This is where you're letting me that I've lost the game. In your mind.
Yeah.
But I count on dice because dice will save me.
Yep.
Every time.
Because dice do happen.
We just saw.
yeah, exactly. They can happen in a spectacular, reverse way. Here I am ambushing all the Bloodweavers in. They threat pretty far off the edge of the table. They only have half-inch melee, but they are speed 7, so they threat 13.5 off the edge of the table. And I can get pretty much I can get one charge into the back arc, so that way I can actually charge the force generator.
Right, because he's got polarity shield.
Yeah. And then I get one charge in on one of the Stormfall archers, run another Bloodweaver into engage and just tie some of them up in case maybe this assassination goes south.
Can I? So I think what I would have done here, not to interrupt.
Sure.
I think I would have held maybe one or two back. I like how you put one in behind me though, so I can't aim and shoot next turn without doing some work.
Yeah.
I think that was a really good play. Which I think a lot of people might forget.
Yeah.
Making it so I can't aim with the battle engine is really key.
Is really key for tying it up and taking it down. So what I do right here is the Bloodtrackers kind of shimmy around. A couple of them aim. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on clearing out as many of the halberdiers that I can. I need to clear the one that's at the edge of the forest over by the Harpy, so that way I've got a clear charge lane to Ossyan, and I've got 4 Ravagers that can get there. So I'm working on...
I totally forgot Harpies are they're reach 5, right? So you shouldn't be able to charge through.
Oh, they have
reach 5.
They also have lies.
lots of
No, I was
of
thinking
lies.
I was thinking that I thought what you were talking about was the wailing that the Banshee has. I thought they also gave it to the Harpy, and I was like, oh, that's a big deal.
Oh man, that'd be amazing. I'd have more Harpies in this game.
Oh Jesus, yeah, that'd be so good. So Bloodtrackers ended up doing some work, clearing some things around. I cut Morvahna 2 different times to reroll attacks and make sure that I kill what it is that I'm going for. I ended up rolling a 3 on each one of them, taking 6 total points of damage, putting me down at 10.
Oh, if only there's a way you could heal back, like a mechanic
right?
you could use.
Exactly. So now the Bloodtrackers are just kind of shimmying around, making sure I've got clear charge lanes for all of my Ravagers and everything. The Morvahna ends up activating here at some point. Right now I'm checking the charge ranges of the Ravagers. This is where I tell you that I've actually got Tree Walker.
No, you told me earlier.
Was it? Okay.
Yep. I knew when I moved up I was pretty much hooped.
So Morvahna activates and she ends the shifting stones activate. Heal Morvahna, bring back 3 points. She activates and she puts Carnivore onto the skin, the Ravagers. So now they go from being Mat 7 to Mat 9, and then I run the White Mane up to engage some models, and then also give his veteran leader buff. And now I charge my Ravagers in. One of them actually has 2 corpse tokens because I killed someone with a vengeance. The other 3 all have 1 corpse token. So run the leader, catch up, and then I boost my hits. It looks like, I think the initial leader attack that I take is either just in or just outside of rerolls, but it turns out that I didn't need the rerolls. I do manage to hit with a 5 exactly, and then I'm straight dice, and Ossyan is naked. So
I think it's like
2
10,
hits,
10 damage or something on the first.
Ossyan dies. Straight dice. I think if I camp 5, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm totally not. Totally not, because you can buy another attack. You only need 5s to hit. So honestly, you probably don't boost if I camp.
If you're camping, I definitely don't boost because I need 5s to hit, and then I've got the rerolls, and I've got enough of a health pool on Morvahna plus. Actually, I don't think I can transfer the Scales of Fate damage anymore. I think they did change that. But anyways, I've got 13 health, so I can cut myself a considerable number of times, and I've got 4 guys there, each with 3 of them with a corpse token, 1 of them with 2, so he can actually potentially do 3 attacks. And the first one's POW 15 straight dice, and then the other one, any other attacks I buy are going to be dice off 2, but with that many attacks, it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 attacks potentially.
That seems good.
Yeah.
Don't forget Tree Walker. It's a thing.
Yeah, Tree Walker is really good.
They had it all of Mark II also.
Yep.
You know how many times you see Tharn on the board?
Not very often.
Not often. And it's CID stuff, and I'll be really honest, I hate playing CID stuff. If it's not real rules on the phone, I don't like playing it. So I didn't do any CID stuff shy of the Rat 1 for my house guard because it's easy to remember the Rat 1.
Yeah.
So that it's fine. I don't mind. I like seeing something different from the Circle. I did want to see Bones.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool synergies in this.
Sure, if it all sticks.
Yeah.
And that's, again, the reason I hate playing CD is like talking to some of the PP guys that do testing, you don't have the same rules all the time. And then you start messing rules up or you forget or remember differently. CD is not a thing I enjoy playing. It's why I don't do a ton of battle reports for it. But one game is fine. Yeah. I had a lot of fun.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like rolling dice.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to think tonight, which is why I didn't check any of your CID out. I didn't download it. I find the CID forums really toxic.
And sometimes.
I find a lot of people are bipolar negative or super positive, and no matter what you say, you're going to get in trouble by someone.
Yeah.
And I think that's not the way CID should work. I think the hope of CID was that people can constructively find ways to make models better for the game. I think that's what CID slowly does. I just don't think we're constructive enough in it with each other nor positive.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that take it just as a way to get angry about stuff since it's one of the few outlets that we still have. But I think there was also a lot of really good changes. I haven't paid very much attention to very many of the CIDs since Gremkin. I paid very close attention to the Gremkin CID. And then beyond that, I haven't done much more other than just like reading updates and thinking about and like dojoing stuff. But I really wanted to pay attention to a lot of stuff that was going on in Circle. I just didn't have the time with my trip coming up to come up to Canada for, and then also Rose City Comic Con in Portland the weekend before I left. I just had a lot of stuff going on. I didn't get to play any games or anything like that. But
it's nice seeing it on the table. I don't think anything in this list was broke or overpowered either, which is what I like about the CID is I think by the end of the cycle it works. I don't know if mentally I can handle the cycle.
Yeah.
I tried to participate in a couple and I played a few rounds and then you'd post your battle report up and guys would be like, oh, you took a dodge in purpose or you set up a bad match. And I'm like, well, I played against a tournament list.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be tough for a match. I played against a tournament list. Like, this is what I would drop into this faction normally. So, like, you do what you can. Life is too short to get angry over a game.
Yeah.
I'm slowly learning that. So I was glad I got to play. I'm glad I got to play against Tharn.
Yeah.
It was actually really enjoyable. I'm glad I got to push models and roll dice.
Now I'm really glad that I bought that plastic unit for like half off, like a year and a half or 2 years ago.
Tharn?
Like 2 or 3. Yeah, I bought that unit of Tharn Ravagers from Miniature Market when they were doing a sale a few years ago, and I bought them because they were half off. And I didn't. The metal sculpts are okay, but like for the most part they're kind of meh. So I ended up picking up a second unit, and I was like, when am I ever going to play 2 units of them? And now, because of the CID, they ended up coming back, and they're a lot better now. I feel like a lot of the changes have helped them a lot, and then the stacking synergies have helped them a lot to be survivable.
It feels like Gravediggers, but for Tharn, to me, when I'm kind of looking at it.
Yeah, there's buffs all over the place. Yeah. The 13, at first I wasn't sure the rapid healing was going to be that big of a deal. It didn't feel like it was going to do anything. But in this game, in those instances where you make your tough check, you heal the 1 point from resolving tough, and then you get your D3 heal after that. Like, it actually does help. I played one other game with this this weekend, and it actually came up a lot more than it did in my game with Corey, where I was like making a tough check and then healing points back.
Well, I have to actually kill things to make you make tough checks.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, I have to actually fail tough checks in order to get the healing part. Or I have to make the tough checks in order to...
You made one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were 1 out of 3.
Yeah, that's about it. That's average.
And you also had this. It was a solo that had no knockdown as well, right?
Yeah.
So
the Shaman, the Ravager Shaman.
So that's a really nice combo there too.
Yeah.
With the healing and then still not knocked down, and then you're still getting your vengeance and
exactly. I was really, really hoping that the vengeance was going to switch to tactics and not granted, because most other instances of that role have changed through a lot of the CIDs, like the Sentinels switched from granted tactics to vengeance, or granted vengeance to tactics vengeance, and I was hoping that was going to change as well. But with a 9-inch command, you can keep him pretty far back, and on the chieftain, and with the 8-inch command on the shaman, it helps a little bit. So
yeah, nice to be able to spread out a little bit too.
Yeah.
So. Cool. All right. Any other thoughts on the match or the game, guys?
I think if I play it again, I may have to go second. I don't know if he's fast enough to push far enough off the board to scare me with anything but the Tharn. I think I can deal with the Tharn because I have eyeless sight, or not eyeless sight, but I have the ability to remove stealth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some pretty reliable guns. And I can run Elorian swordsmen in with 2-inch reach and run them as my frontal blade of screen. I think I lead with the swordsman against ranged armies. Mm-hmm. So I lead with my depth 17 against shooting.
Yeah, plus if you throw Quicken on them or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's 13 base. They get plus 2 against because they have blade barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had another plus 2 for Quicken. So I get up to a reasonable defense. Mm-hmm. I think I lead with them next time. The Harpies, I think, play like a low-key role in this game. They're only really going after beasts. The odds of them hitting the stealth models is minimal, as they only really threat 10 inches.
Yeah.
Unless they charge, in which case they threat 9. So they probably want to walk and shoot with their amazing gun. I think the AFG is almost pointless in this game. I think I just go for the center zone with it and force him to try and fight it without charging, and let it to contest hopefully 2 of the zones. Because it's the line of sight here is pretty blocked, and its chance of hitting the def 8 million models it's fighting is also low. But with Carapace, I'm immune to his shooting almost. And with
I forgot it has Carapace now.
It's got Carapace and you can't charge it. So it's like it's only armor 18. So the reason I went after Ghetorix is it's the only thing that really scares my battle engine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ambush. So I think if I played again, I move more centrally with the battle engine. I use the Element Swords more as a screen, and the halberds are my backup wave.
Yeah.
So when you kill the Element, I can mini feet and push in halberds and hit more reliably. And halberds on their own can take out Ghetorix. So
absolutely. There. Yeah, with the brutal charge and team effort, they get up to like power 16, don't they?
If I combine, I get +4 to hit, +6 damage for every 2 guys. So I go from mat 6 to mat 10.
Oh, it's more than that. Because then you also get the brutal charge. So if you're doing 2-man CMAs...
Yeah, you get +2 hit and damage for the team effort.
Yeah.
Because you get, like, gang.
Yeah.
And then I get combined for +2 hit and +2 damage.
Yeah.
+4/+4. And then the brutal charge goes to +4/+6.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm +4/+6, which is what I said.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said 4/4.
No, 4/6. I'm 4/6 on the charge. And then that lets me do reasonably good damage to pretty much anything at PAL 16.
Yep.
I get 4 or 5 attacks on Ghetorix is probably enough to... Well, no, because Ghetorix is rapid healing now. And you use Spiny Girl, so
it would have taken one more gunshot if I would have remembered he had that roll.
I did pretty good damage. I don't know if you had...
You actually only overkilled him by about 2 or 3 points.
How many boxes do you have?
30.
So Ossyan rolled... I think Ossyan rolled a 14. So you would have taken...
You were dice off 7, you did 10 points.
Oh, so he rolled a 17. Yeah, that's right, because he rolled hot.
Yeah.
So that's 10 points. And then my first Banshee's POW 12 dice off 7, I rolled...
You did 11 points with that shot.
6.
You did 10, 11, 10.
So 31 damage?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So if I would have rapid healed, I heal 1 to 3. So let's say I only heal 1. You shoot me a second time.
How many boxes does he have?
30.
30? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it would have taken. You probably still would have killed him, but it would take him one more shot to do.
Out of spite, I'd probably try and kill him with a Thane.
Yeah.
Just my craft solo with his POW 12. Pew! Because I'm a jerk.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you live through 2 harpy shots. No one should live through 2 harpy shots.
Apparently.
Yeah. Not if you roll like Corey.
I think
under Ossyan's feet.
I think harpies just by themselves amazing. The crit pushback. I didn't cast Fortune this game. Also, something I think was pretty key to having more success would have been to keep Fortune in play.
They're Rate of Fire 2, right?
They're Rate of Fire 2 gun with Thunderbolt.
Yeah, the harpies are so good. The sirens are pretty good too, but the harpies are like probably one of the best non-character lights.
The siren has the gun that kills something and you get to make a move with it.
I think so.
Yeah, it's basically
shoots. It's a better melee check.
Ragman's spell. Is their gun.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Which
it's a bone shaker. It's a bone shaker gun.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Nice.
In retrospect, I think the Tharn stuff's really good. I think the bonus of the CID cycle for the Tharn is that all of the Tharn stuff's going to come out at a power level that makes it playable.
Yeah.
Not broken. Not where it's going to change the game, but it might change the meta with Circle having a faction, a theme other than Bones that does something different.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like seeing shifts and changes. I don't think it changes my list. I think both my lists are fine still. Like my tournament lists I've been playing. I think Ostrom plays into this just fine. Because I can hit things with Ostrom. And then you don't get tough. Because I don't like it when you get tough.
Yeah. Reading stuff for work.
No one likes work. We're talking about Warmachine. Real world can't come in here. That's the key.
All right. Well, it was a very entertaining game to watch. Thank you guys for the match, and thank you, Chad, for taking time out of your vacation here to hang out with us and play on stream there. And thank you, viewers, for watching. We'll have this up, and I've got a sweet Khador Man of War versus Crucible Guard match and recap in the bag that we will have up shortly. And I also have a million matches from Attack X, which was just this past weekend, which was awesome. Super fun time. Lots and lots of content for that. We got a Monster Apocalypse demo as well, which was super awesome. So that's up right now too. So lots more content coming. So thanks for tuning in.
That one is it's Will playing it, right? Will and
it was Will, Oz, and myself. Yeah.
Yep.
So he was that was really cool to play with him because he is the lead, I believe, the lead developer at Privateer Press, and he was the lead.
That's Will Oz Schooner. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And then he was the lead on that project. So really fun game. It's a really cool. I really like the models. It was quite entertaining.
I'm disappointed I didn't get the chance to sit down. I meant to sit down and play a demo, but because I was running so many events over the weekend,
for sure.
I just wasn't able to take the time.
If only there was a video of someone getting a demo. You guys are mic'd for that, right?
Yeah, we sure are.
If only there was a video that you could watch of someone playing a demo.
Yes, exactly.
I'm sure that would be
But I'm not rolling the dice. That's my problem. Is that if I want a demo,
you can sit at home and roll dice on your own.
Yeah.
Exactly. How lonely is that?
I spent at least 5 minutes a day rolling dice by myself.
What happens in the
is that what we're calling it now? Well, thanks for having me on. I look forward to coming back next year to TO Attack X again.
Yeah.
I look forward to being here next year when you come back to TO Attack X. Because they shifted when the WTC
No WTC in the same... Yeah, exactly. That was sad to have it on the same weekend.
I'm not playing
I was
year.
really sad.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an awesome weekend. I had a lot of great people out. Met lots of new people and saw lots of familiar faces and lost lots of games, but had a great time. It was
Did you clock?
Only like two times out of...
I know.
2 or 3 times out of like 12 games.
I called him out on it.
What?
I was like... He was like...
Sorry guys, I have to change my name now. Not so DeathClock Dave.
Yeah.
I think it's Scenario Lost Dave. Is that what we're going with next?
Yeah.
The key is losing top of turn 2 on your games to not DeathClock. So that's a big thing. But
hey, that's an improvement.
Yes, I did play the Father LeConte list with tons of dudes in recursion, though, for several of those games, and I was surprised at how fast that played. And I didn't even DeathClock there either. So,
I play 75 dudes.
I know, but you're Corey. This is Dave we're talking about.
Gordon. So. No, the more dudes you have...
I DeathClock with 12 dudes and 12 models on the table.
It's because you have to think more.
But yes.
When you put more guys on the table, you think less. You just push forward.
Do the Corey thing. Just push models.
Just take the Sam Ross point of view and just push models. He just pushed models across the table.
That was a lot of models.
And then he ambushed models in, and he just pushed models
Yeah.
and then just walked Terminus.
That was a lot of models.
I totally wanted to play against that list.
We have that on stream as well, so that's on
man.
recording, and that's a lot of dudes. It's the final match is a major dude off.
He won almost every single one of his matches on Scenario, if not every match.
Well, it's just so many guys.
There's so much stuff.
Yeah,
you know who wants to see that, though? Kruger 1 wants to see that list.
Ossyan wants to see that, too.
Oh, God. I just want to drop 3 AoEs and wipe like 12 dudes off the table.
It's satisfying.
It's like, oh, God. Oh, God.
Bang for your back. Or Teps. Teps would have a good time with that, too. So.
Unlike in
it doesn't
Mark
have a
1.
lot of charge power, and he was running it with Terminus, so like I think he's got 1 damage, 1 armor buff, debuff.
Yeah, I think he just has Malediction.
Which is -2, right?
Yeah.
So like, and Malediction's a bubble on him. Mm-hmm. So if Terminus isn't getting work done, they have trouble cracking armor.
It's more just that they're flooding.
It's something new. Like people haven't dropped it out here yet, and I think that's like they may have dropped it elsewhere in the world, but we haven't seen a ton of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like the Magnus 52 dudes or the Gorton 52 dudes, it's the same idea of list, and people just haven't adjusted fully to it yet.
Yeah.
And doesn't Terminus have sack pawn or some similar to all?
Correct.
So he's nigh unkillable, basically.
You don't try to kill Terminus.
Yeah.
You kill the army and you win on Scenario.
Yeah. If you have the volume of attacks to do so.
Yeah.
That's why you bring big armor.
Yeah.
And you just draw the game out. He's got to make him enough attacks if you have big armor. So say he plays into like a Ghetor armor brick. If you can get models to toe zones that can't be pushed or moved, then Terminus has to do work.
Yeah.
So you just set to counter wherever Terminus is going to kill Terminus, and then you score and contest where you can.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as they're not jamming you out of scoring elements, then you're... Yeah.
Correct. Like so, into like a Vlad armor core, you just have the feet to get models into contest spots.
Yeah, because then they can't deal with feeded on. Yeah.
Yeah, like the list is totally played. There's tons of play to it. It's just neat to see models. Like Mark III killed me at the beginning because all you saw was Jackson Beasts, and everyone ran Jackson Beasts and cavalry and elite units, and like I love Warmachine. I love seeing steam-powered robots stomp around the field.
And Power Up was a big part of that.
Oh,
yeah. Like everybody's like, oh yeah, I can run all the Jackson.
And people.
And then all the Hordes players were like, well, I guess we just play Beast lists now to deal with all the stupid power up that's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And themed play wasn't promoted.
Yeah.
So
until later on,
there were very few theme forces.
Yeah.
And so you just brought the key solos that did good and the key models you did good, and killing infantry is really easy in Warmachine now. It wasn't 3 years ago. People just got really oppressed about the fact that all their infantry and dudes died. So why play it?
Yeah, exactly.
And now people are realizing that they just bring more dudes.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of very live scenarios as well, and dudes are really good at contesting and spreading out to contest those big scenarios.
Especially in like Spread the Net and Mirage.
Yeah,
very live scenarios that you can very quickly fall behind if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, I think the game goes in a good direction. I didn't like Mirage when it first came out.
Yeah.
I thought 3 flags and 2 zones and an objective in each was pretty oppressive and easy to win. And yet I don't know if I've won a game of Mirage on turn 2.
Yeah.
And I play Gordon.
Yeah.
Which is like, thank you for letting me win a game of Mirage. And I play Magnus, which again, thank you for like not putting models in the right spots.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. Players are getting smarter, which is nice.
Yeah.
I think the more the game evolves and players keep joining us and we keep having positive game interactions with people over things, I think the game gets better.
Yeah. So don't get down out there, guys.
Yeah.
You people who troll around on the internet and see a lot of negativity.
Yeah.
Go out and play games.
Play games.
That's the
get
problem, I
experience.
think, with so much negativity, people moving away from the game, is that they weren't taking the time to sit down and play games, and they were seeing a lot of negativity online or hearing about a lot of negativity in places.
Yeah.
It was getting them down about the game, and they were quitting before they even played, before they even got to the table.
Also,
go out and play the game.
Also, leave your home life at home. If you come to play Warmachine, come to play for fun.
Yeah.
Right? You're coming to roll dice. Enjoy the entire experience. So I just did a weekend in Poland playing Warmachine with basically just a ton of my friends. And all I did was hang out and play. My team could have gone 0-6. I still would have fun. Because someone's going to go 0-6.
Yeah.
For every team that went 6-0, someone went 0-6. Every team that went 5-1, someone went 2-5.
Yeah.
And yet, no one had a bad time or experience. People laugh, people joke. You're there to have fun.
ultimately it's a game. That's what
Yeah.
it comes
We
down
are-
to. So.
Pushing little man dollies across the table and
Hey.
rolling dice.
Hey, they're super serious man dollies.
Super serious.
Super serious.
Very serious.
I saw you knock one of them over that game. I almost cried. That beautifully painted silver one. I apologize, Internet, for not painting my army. I'm the worst person in the world. I'll get this painted in the next month or so.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. We'll have the matchups for next week posted in the next few days.
And if you guys want to see anything played on stream, feel free to contact Dave.
Yes, we have pretty much all of the factions floating around between the group of us. So if there's some particular boogeyman out there or some matchup that's giving you trouble, let us know, and we will see if we can oblige those requests. All right, take care, guys. We'll see you next week.